Airlines domestic transcontinental passenger flight from Washington Dulles International Airport in Dulles, Virginia to Los Angeles International Airport in Los Angeles, California. The Boeing 757-223 aircraft serving the flight was hijacked by 5 Saudi men affiliated with Al-Qaeda on September 11, 2001, as part of the September 11th attacks. They deliberately crashed the plane into the Pentagon in Arlington County, Virginia, near Washington, D.C., killing all 64 people on board, including the 5 hijackers and 6 crew, as well as 125 people in the building. The 9/11 Commission estimated the flight was hijacked between 8:51 and 8:54, shortly after American Airlines Flight 11 struck the World Trade Center, and not too long after United Airlines Flight 175 had been hijacked. The last normal radio communications from the aircraft to air traffic control occurred at 8:50 and 51 seconds. Unlike the other 3 flights, there were no reports of anyone being stabbed or a bomb threat, and the pilots were possibly not immediately killed, but herded to the back of the plane with the rest of the passengers. At 8:54, the plane began to deviate from its normal assigned flight path and turned south. 2 minutes later, at 8:56, the plane's transponder was switched off. The hijackers set the flight's autopilot on a course heading east towards Washington, D.C. Unknown to the hijackers, passengers aboard made telephone calls to friends and family and relayed information on the hijacking. The hijackers crashed the aircraft into the western side of the Pentagon at 9:37 Eastern Daylight Time. Many people witnessed the crash, and news sources began reporting on the incident within minutes. The impact severely damaged an area of the Pentagon and caused a large fire. Rescue and firefighting efforts were impeded by rumors of additional incoming planes. Chief Schwartz ordered 2 evacuations during the day in response to these rumors. As firefighters attempted to extinguish the fires, they watched the building in fear of a structural collapse. One firefighter remarked that they pretty much knew the building was going to collapse because it started making weird sounds and creaking. Officials saw a cornice of the building move and ordered an evacuation. Minutes later, at 10:10, the upper floors of the damaged area of the Pentagon collapsed. The collapsed area was about 95 feet at its widest point and 50 feet at its deepest. The amount of time between impact and collapse allowed everyone on the 4th and 5th levels to evacuate safely before the structure collapsed. After the collapse, the interior fires intensified, spreading through all 5 floors. After 11 o'clock, firefighters mounted a 2-prong attack against the fires. Officials estimated temperatures up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. While progress was made against the interior fires by late afternoon, firefighters realized a flammable layer of wood under the Pentagon's slate roof had caught fire and begun to spread. Typical firefighting tactics were rendered useless by the reinforced structure, as firefighters were unable to reach the fire to extinguish it. At the moment of impact, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld was in his office on the other side of the Pentagon, away from the crash site. He ran to the site and assisted the injured. Rumsfeld returned to his office, went to a conference room in the Executive Support Center where he joined a secure video teleconference with Vice President Dick Cheney and other officials. On the day of the attack, DoD officials considered moving their command operations to Site R, a backup facility in Pennsylvania. Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld insisted he remain at the Pentagon and sent Deputy Secretary Paul Wolfowitz to Site R. The National Military Command Center continued to operate at the Pentagon even as smoke entered the facility. Engineers and building managers manipulated systems that still function to draw smoke out of the NMCC and bring in fresh air. During a press conference held inside the Pentagon in 1842, Rumsfeld announced, "The Pentagon's functioning. It will be in business tomorrow." Pentagon employees returned the next day to offices in mostly unaffected areas of the building. By the end of September, more workers returned to the lightly damaged areas of the Pentagon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job.